that's comfortable for you. Welcome to the show. My name is Chris Duncan. I'm one of the owners of Frisco School of Music, along with Musical Arts Schoolhouse. And we want to welcome you to the show. And it's my privilege to introduce our amazing preschool director, Ms. Michelle Tormos.
Well, welcome to our second show for today. My name is Michelle Tormos, and I am the director of the Musical Arts Schoolhouse, and I'm so thrilled that you could join us. I do have a very small favor to ask. I just realized that I had a malfunction with my memory card in my camera, so I would really appreciate it if you guys would mind sharing some of your photos of today's performance with me. If you could do that, I would really appreciate it. Just a few reminders, if you will please place your cell phones on vibrate for us. Our little guys get distracted very easily. And then I'd like to thank you in advance for not bringing any snacks or drinks into the auditorium today. We do borrow this space, and we'd like to respect their wishes. And then also for family members that were unable to join us or live out of state, as always with our programs, they will be streaming live today at the start of the show. So now, and you can go back later and watch that as well. And then I know that I always brag on our students about how talented they are, but it's just because we really enjoy working with each and every one of them. They are so brilliant, and I think you're going to see that today. We have a really great show for you, and keep in mind that some of these lines are really long and they do really well. We're still working on synchronizing our lines together, but they do really well with memorization and grasping the concept of saying the lines. And so for your convenience, I have added the lines in the program for you for today's show. And you can follow along with us in the program on page 8 for show 2. And then if you didn't get an opportunity to get a program, you can grab one from our lobby. And then right now I'd just like to highlight the talent behind today's program, and that would be our lovely Miss Lindsay Lead, theater teacher. Something I'd like to note is that when you're listening to today's narration and the show as a whole, she created the entire script for today's show. And that takes a lot of work, making it age appropriate for our children, for our age groups, so they can be successful. And so I just want to give her an extra thank you for that. And then of course our amazing lead dance instructor, Miss Miata. And then without any further delay, let's begin with a Nutcracker fantasy.
Good morning, my name is Miss Miata. I am the lead dance teacher here at MES, and I'm so excited to share with you guys everything your children have been learning with their choreography. We work on ballet, tap, and jazz technique, and they have been learning all the terminology in all 3 of those different areas. Today I really want you guys to watch their different levels. I've been teaching them levels, dancing high and dancing low, and also at different tempos, so there'll be different points in the show where they'll dance really fast or go really slow. And another thing we introduced this time is formation changes. So they'll be moving around. You follow which way they're going. I'm really, really proud of each and every one of your students, and enjoy the show. Here is Miss Lindsay.
Good morning. Thank you for coming. This is a Nutcracker fantasy. It's the first show of the school year. A little about our show. It is an adaptation of the original Nutcracker ballet. We are going to follow Clara and her Nutcracker prince as they travel into the kingdom of sweets, meeting many delicious candies along the way. This year, we have been working on numerous things that have helped our students prepare for this performance. We've been working on basic theater terminology. We've been working on stage placement and stage directions. We've also been learning about performers and productions, notable ones from the past and present. But most importantly, our students have been learning about confidence. They are going to get in front of their peers and speak in front of them and be themselves. And I think you will notice a big change in your student between the beginning of the school year to presently. So if you please enjoy a Nutcracker fantasy. Late one magical winter evening, a girl named Clara went downstairs to say goodnight to her new Nutcracker doll. Oh, how she already loved him so much. All of her fine presents and new toys had been put to bed next to the big armchair in the living room. As she was making her way down the dimly lit hallway towards the stairs, she was suddenly quite startled. After she took a few deep breaths, she noticed it was just her pesky little brother, Fritz. And he asked, "What are you doing up so late?" And Clara replied, "I thought I would check on my new doll." With a roll of his eyes, Fritz decided to do what any decent little brother would do. He would do his best to keep her from going down the stairs, if for no other reason than to infuriate her. And what started out as a simple game between brother and sister very quickly became a very beautiful dance to celebrate the joy of the season. Parents, at this time, we are going to do a brief 1-minute photo opportunity of Clara and Fritz. If you would please come to the brass line, and please encourage your children to remain on their marks. each other no more, they decided to return to what they had originally set out to do, checking on Clara's new Nutcracker doll, a handsome Nutcracker prince. As they reached the bottom of the stairs and drew close to the door that led to the living room, they heard a most peculiar sound. Clara and Prince bent down and peered through the keyhole. They just couldn't believe their eyes. All of their toys and presents had come to life. And tiptoed into the dark room. She sank into the overstuffed armchair to watch. As she began to take in everything that she was seeing, her lively Russian doll said, she watched with amazement as her treasured Russian dolls began to dance the most festive of dances. Okay, parents, at this time we are going to have a brief photo op for this group. If you will come to the brass line, if your child is in the group here. Our Russian dancers, we are going to move forward with the show. the dark room had unexpectedly filled with light, and she found herself in a forest of peppermint trees with coconut frosted snow falling gently all around her, and the snowflakes performed a magical dance. When the snowflakes had finished dancing all around her, they said,
"You must follow the chocolate river, for at the end you will find a celebration just for you."
Okay, at this time we're going to have a photo op for our snowflakes and icicles. You'll please come to the brass line.
delicious sweet and toy performed and danced. She saw beauties from the land of the sugar plum fairies, spicy hot chocolate from Spain, and even the delicate Chinese teapots. The first to perform for the honored guest were the sugar plum fairies. In the center of the candy ballroom, they said,
"Welcome to the kingdom of sweets, where everything is not only beautiful, but also
became a whole collection of soldiers that marched up and down, followed by a cavalry of mice. And the soldiers said,
"We must defend ourselves against the basket."
the soldiers and mice paraded to entertain her. And they said, and the mice said, long. The toys retreated. Then, with a grand fanfare, dozens of tiny little chocolate bonbons from Spain bounded into the candy ballroom. They demanded her attention and said, and the chocolates from Spain began to perform a festive dance for a great flourish that Clara had only dreamed about. And when they finished and began to take their bows, Clara clapped wildly for the amazing things that she had just seen. The Chinese dancers jumped out of a giant teapot and made their way to the center of the candy ballroom. her. Suddenly, the soldiers and mice and the delicious chocolatey sweets from Spain made their way back to the center of the candy ballroom and joined the tiny little teapots. What could they possibly have in store for her now? And an evening of great entertainment when they said,
"Thank you for coming to our fabulous land. The heat is going for another. Представляющий из России подарок света.
final dance, Clara could not keep awake. Her eyelids kept drooping until at last she managed to open them, and she found that she was lying in her very own bed. As she looked around, she began to wonder about her exciting adventure and everything that she had just seen. Could it have all been real? The end.